Hello everybody, today I am going to take up polymorphism in Java. Polymorphic reference can refer to different types of objects at different times. In Java, every reference can be polymorphic except of references to base types and final classes. It is the type of object being referenced, not the reference type, that determines which method is invoked. Polymorphic references are therefore resolved at runtime, not during compilation. This is known as dynamic binding. Careful use of polymorphic references can lead to elegant, robust software designs. A polymorphic reference V is declared as class C, but unless C is final or base type, V can refer to an object of class C or to an object of any class derived from C. A method called V with method name and arguments invokes a method of the class of an object referred by V, not necessarily C. For example, a class holiday. Holiday day is equal to new Christmas day dot celebrate. An example 2, void process holiday day dot celebrate. Christmas day, we have to initialize something, and then process day. A very common usage of polymorphism: if classes C1, C2 and Cn are all derived from C, then define an array of A of elements of C. The entries AI can then refer to objects of classes C1 up to Cn. Here is an example in which a class diagram is shown of staff and volunteer. And as you can see over here, the staff class has payday as a method, and the staff member has pay, and then there are employee, volunteer, executive and hourly classes. The method payday iterates over elements s of staff list and calls s.pay on each s, and the method payday also calls println with s on each s. This works because println is defined as void println object of O, and string s is equal to O.toString outstream dot out s. So it is taken object, and since the string can be cast to object, and object can be cast to toString, and this string is passed as an argument to the out function of the outstream class object. And what is single versus multiple inheritance? Some object-oriented languages allow multiple inheritance, which allows a class to be derived from two or more classes, inheriting the members of all parents, and the price collisions such as the same variable name, same method name and two parents have to be resolved. Java decision: single inheritance, meaning that a derived class can only have one parent. So in Java there can be no multiple inheritance as far as classes are concerned, but there can be only single inheritance or multi-level inheritance, and the classes cannot have multiple inheritance, but the interfaces can possess the property of multiple inheritance. What are interfaces? A Java interface is a collection of constants and abstract methods. Abstract methods are the method header without a method body. We declare an abstract method using the modifier abstract. Since all methods in an interface are abstract, the abstract modifier is usually left out. Methods in an interface have public visibility by default. Now, what is the syntax of writing an interface? Interface is a reserved word, like public interface doable, public static final string name, and there are four other methods declared inside that of the interface doable. The first method is the do this method that returns void and takes no arguments. Then there is the another method do that, which returns an integer and takes no arguments. Then there is do this too, another method that takes as arguments two values. First is the float and the other is the char. Now it returns nothing, that is void. And the last method inside this interface that is declared is do the other, that contains integer as argument and returns a boolean data type as its return type. Okay, And with each declaration there should be a semicolon immediately following each method header. No method in an interface has a definition or body. Implementing an interface. A class formally implements an interface by stating so in the class header in the implements clause. A class can implement multiple interfaces. The interfaces are listed in the implements clause separated by commas. So here we can see if there are more than one interfaces that are implemented by a particular class, it means that it is showing multiple inheritance in case of interfaces, which is totally absent in case of classes. If a class asserts that it implements an interface, it must define all methods in the interface or the compiler will produce errors. Whenever you make an interface and you declare certain methods that have to be contracted with by the implementing class, then you have to define the body of each and every method that is declared inside the interface. Otherwise the compiler will produce errors. Now, how to implement interfaces? First of all, we make a class declaration like public class something. Here something is the class, and public class something implements doable. So an interface is just like a contract between the class and the interface. That is, the class promises to define or give the body of each and every method that is declared inside the body of the interface. So public class something implements doable. This doable interface is being implemented by the something class. So for this it has to implement, or what we can say, it has to define or give the body of the do this function and whatever functions that are declared inside the doable interface. Now an example of an interface can be a class that implements an interface and other methods as well. Like there is an interface known as complexity. It is having two functions declared inside it: the get complexity, that is returning an integer, and the set complexity, that is returning nothing, where it is accepting an integer. So these are basically the getter and setter methods of the Java class. And then there is a question. Now this question is implementing the interface complexity, and what it is doing is it is giving the body of the get question and get answer, as well as adding few more methods, as you can see in this class diagram. Now there's also a class mini quiz, and it is having the main class. Okay. Now some examples from Java standard class library for interfaces might be: the Java standard class library defines many interfaces. The iterator interface contains methods that allow the user to move through a collection of objects easily. Like, what is a collection? A collection is a particular type that can allow for iteration. That is, for example, an array or array list or a dictionary or a hash table. Then a collection of objects can easily the various methods that are provided by the iterator interface are has next, next, and remove. This has next method just checks that whether another element is available for us or not, and the next method gives us the next element inside the collection, and then the remove method removes the following whatever element you want to remove from a particular collection. The comparable interface contains an abstract method called compare to, which is used to compare two objects. If you want to compare two objects, then you can use the function compare to that is provided inside the comparable interface. Or if you want to implement this comparable interface in our class, then we have to define or give the definition of compare to. Okay, like if, for example, if object 1 dot compare to object 2 is less than 0, then we have to give a print and a statement as output that object 1 is less than object 2. Now polymorphism via interfaces. First of all, I'd like to revise a few concepts regarding what polymorphism is. Polymorphism means existence in many forms. Like there can be a room which can act as a classroom, or it can act as an examination hall, or it can act as a storeroom if need may be. So the room is the same, but its functions are getting different and different according to our choice or according to our requirement. So, for example, if we have to create area of few shapes like rectangle, square, triangle, circle, then the obvious thing is we think that we can have a simple and a single name for all the areas. Okay, the operation is different, but the name should be the same. For example, area. Then what happens is we can have four different area functions or methods that are having different number of arguments or type of arguments. One is for square, one is for rectangle, one is for triangle, one is for circle. But the area is the same. So this is exhibiting a polymorphic behavior. Well, to be more precise, this is compile time polymorphism, because the compiler in advance already knows that which function is going to be called, because the call to the function that is made for a polymorphic behavior, we already specify the argument. So in that way, it matches, the compiler matches the argument and finds that this the matched type of the declaration of the method exists. So this type of polymorphism, or what we call the function overloading or method overloading, and in some constructor overloading is also a type of operator overloading. This is an example of a type of polymorphism that is known as design time polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. Okay, but there are situations in which the polymorphic behavior tends to be more useful for at the runtime. That is, the polymorphic behavior is decided at the runtime. Define a polymorphism reference through interface. Okay, with the help of interfaces, we can provide the polymorphism at runtime. Suppose we declare a reference variable of an interface type. Doable is an interface, and what we are doing is we are making an object. Now this obj reference can be used to point to any object of any class that implements the doable interface. Okay, but first of all, what we have done is we have made an object of an interface type that is doable, and we have named that object to be obj. This obj reference can be used to point to any object of any class that implements the doable interface. The version of do this depends on the type of object that obj is referring to. Okay, this type of polymorphic binding can only be resolved at the time of runtime. Okay, what will happen over here is obj, suppose obj is pointing to, first of all, obj is an object of the interface type that is doable. Then obj is now this doable interface must have been implemented by many methods. Now what happens is, if we call this any method like do this in this example, obj.do this, then what will happen is the version of do this depends on the type of object that obj is referring to. At some time it might be referring to another object, and at times it will be different, but this do this will be called on the basis of the object referenced by the obj variable. Now polymorphism via interface. The payroll program revisited, we want to sort the employees by name. Okay, so what we will do, like first of all, we have made an object of type speaker, that is guest. Then guest is the new philosopher. Then we have called the constructor. Guest dot speak is called. And guest is equal to dog. And then guest dot speak. Now speaker special. So we have done this at 3 point of time. And then when we are calling it, we are getting the same. We are getting the execution of that argument, which is object that is being referenced. Now what are interface hierarchies? Inheritance can be applied to interfaces as well, as classes. So in both cases, the interfaces can also have inheritance, and so do the classes. One interface can be used as the parent of another. The child interface inherits all abstract methods of the parent. A class implementing the child interface must define all methods from both the parent and the child interface. So suppose there is a parent class interface P, and it is having, suppose, two or three uh, methods, without bodies, declarations of methods, and then there's a class interface B, suppose, that is inheriting interface, first interface, and it is and the derived interface also having some methods, and then from the derived method we are implementing, suppose, a class. then the then that class should have the method bodies of all the methods, both in the derived interface as well as the parent interface. Note that class hierarchies and interface hierarchies are distinct, they do not overlap. Okay, thank you.